to introduce to you week 2, June 12th through the 18th. This week you will be studying classroom vocabulary, pronouns, ser, articles, pluralization, and noun-adjective agreement. You're going to study pages 20 to 32 in your text. After completing this week's assignment, you should be able to describe to others your classroom. You should know what the subject pronouns are in Spanish as well as how to use them and conjugate the verb ser. You should be able to correctly make words plural in Spanish, be able to distinguish between definite and indefinite articles, and be able to make them agree with the nouns they modify in Spanish. You should also be able to make nouns and adjectives plural in Spanish, as well as correctly use descriptive adjectives to modify your nouns. All work is due by the end of the day, 6/15/2017, and addresses SLOs 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so to start off with, you're going to do the same thing that you did. You're basically going to do this every week. You're going to watch your instructor videos. Okay, so you'll click in the book and you'll watch each of these instructor videos. You've got some on subject pronouns and ser. There's 3 of those. Then you've got a couple on vocabulary. Then you've got some on gender and articles, making nouns plural, adjectives, and adjectives of nationality. Okay. So you'll want to watch. You don't want to do them all at one time, and that can get a little bit tedious. So I would break it into chunks. You might want to watch the videos on subject pronouns and ser. They go together one day. Vocabulary another day. Gender, articles, making words plural, maybe that another day, and then maybe adjectives of nationality the final day before you do your work. And I know it's a lot at one time, but again, like I've told you guys, it's because we're mushing together a whole semester's worth of work into 8 weeks. Okay. So then after you've watched the videos, you'll go into your class participation forum, click on the link, hit reply, and post any questions or concerns you have about the material covered in the videos. This will help me know what I need to go over more in depth with you guys. Okay. This week you also have Oral Dialogue 1. So you're going to visit My Language Labs, which I already have open. You're going to click on the alarm clock and find Oral Dialogue 1. Okay, so I am in, I need to close this out. Okay, I'm in May, so I'm going to click over to June. We're on the 15th. I'm going to open it up. And then I need to find my Oral Dialogue 1. So I'm just going to scroll through. I think it's at the bottom this week, so we're going to open it up and click Continue. And then you're going to hit Start when you're ready. Okay. And you're going to listen here.
¿Cómo estás?
And then you're going to record your answers to that question. So I might say, bien, estoy bien. Bien, estoy bien. So you'll want to make sure that what you recorded is there, okay? The biggest thing you'll want to do when you're doing this is to make sure that you have your pop-up blockers turned off, because otherwise you're going to have problems with this activity. So you'll go through and do all of them, listen to each of the prompts, record your answer, and then hit finish and submit for grading, and it'll come to me. Now you only get one attempt on this assignment, and I probably won't give you more than an hour in which to complete it because there's only 5 questions. But anyway, so just make sure that you don't start it until you're ready. It's going to basically be greetings, that first set of vocabulary. So it'll be things like, what's your name, how are you doing, things of that nature, okay? And then you'll hit finish and submit for grading and send it to me, and then I will have it and be able to go through and grade it. Okay, so once we're done with that test, you also have a test on the first part of chapter 1, which opens in Moodle. So for this one, you don't need to be in My Language Labs. This one's on Moodle, so you'll click on this when you're ready. You have 3 hours to complete it, so hit Attempt Quiz Now when you're ready. Okay, so then you'll go through and you'll read and then you'll do what it prompts you to. So in this one, it says choose the phrase that accurately expresses each question below. Use the word bank to help you with your choice. So you're looking for the words that express this mathematical expression, and you'll click on the one that corresponds. And you have quite a few that are like that, so just keep going. Una conversación, you have been selected to greet a group of international students, and you need to practice some useful greetings and farewells. Listen to each question or statement, then select the response that most logically follows. So you would listen.
Hola, ¿cómo está usted?
And so which of these would respond to hola, ¿cómo está usted? Same thing here.
¿Cómo te llamas?
So which of these would be the best response to ¿cómo te llamas? So you have quite a few. Then here you've got select the word you hear spelled from each group below.
L, U, N, E, S.
So which of these words was spelled out there? Okay, so you've got a few of those. The ones that say letras, letras y más letras. Una conversación. You have been selected. This is the same one from before, so you will just listen to the question or statement and select the response that most logically follows.
Me llamo Miguel.
So if someone says me llamo Miguel, what would be the response that would follow? Okay, then we've got letras, letras y más letras. That's where you're doing the spelling. En la clase de matemáticas, your younger cousin is practicing for his math quiz tomorrow. Listen as he says each math problem out loud. Then choose the option that matches the equation you hear.
2 más 18 son 20.
So which of these is what he just said there? Same thing again. Una conversación. Okay, we've already gone over the directions for that. See if there's anything different. Es formal. Do you know when to use the formal language? Indicate whether each expression is more appropriate in a formal or an informal social setting. So you decide, ¿cómo está usted? Is that formal or informal? And you just choose. Okay, and you've got a few of those. ¿Cuál es la fecha? You're trying to explain to a friend of yours that dates are expressed differently in Spanish, but he just doesn't seem to understand. To help him write out each of the dates in a complete sentence in Spanish using hoy es. So you need to start off your sentence with hoy es. And then remember that in Spanish, the day comes before the month. So this is the day and this is the month. So you'd say like today is the 1st of December. Okay. So you've got a few of those. Here, ¿qué palabra es? Here it's spelled out for you, so you need to write the letter that goes with that spelling. So say, what letter is that? Is that an S? Is that a C? Is that a D? So you would write C or D or S or whatever letter it is, and that should give you a word when you're finished. Okay, so you've got a few of those. Los estudiantes internacionales, you are responsible for keeping records of the number of international students that attend your university. As you look over the numbers, you realize that there is actually one less student per country than what is listed below. Before submitting your report to the International Student Office, spell out the correct number of students from each country. There's one less, so you're going to write out a number here, but you're not going to write out 12. You're going to be writing out 11. You're not going to write out 14. You're going to write out 13. So be careful of that, and remember that you're writing the spelling. So you're not writing 13. You'd be writing 13. Okay. Here, decide whether the statements are, read the following two conversations and decide whether each statement is cierto or falso. So you just have to write cierto or falso in the blank based upon what you've read in both spots, okay? Complete each conversation logically by filling in the blanks with the appropriate words. So this is a dialogue, and you need to plug in the missing words, okay? And that should be the end. So when you're done answering, then you're just going to hit submit and finish all. Which I'll have a bunch of X's. So if you see red, then you know that you did something wrong. Okay, so what else is there? Okay, you also have an assignment in my language labs. Again, what's assigned to you are SAM activities. So when you're out here in my language labs, make sure you're doing the SAM ones that are assigned, but that there's also some additional stuff that you do not have to do. Like there is a grammar tutorial, an extra practice activity, some more grammar and extra practice activities. Those are not assigned. The blue books and the little green G's, not assigned. You do not have to do them. They are only there for you in case you need some additional practice and would like to, do more work. But you do not have to do it. You only have to do what I gave you to do. Okay. Okay, and then lastly, we have a writing assignment. So for writing assignment 1, you're going to want to open up the assignment below, follow directions, and upload a short autobiography about yourself. Your paragraph may include the following information: your name, where you're from, your nationality, your birthday, where you live, a physical description, and some aspects of your personality, at least 3 activities you do during a typical week or weekend. Next week, you'll be asked to use the rubric embedded in the assignment to provide meaningful feedback to 2 of your classmates regarding their paragraphs. You will then use this feedback to turn in a final draft, which I will grade. Make sure that in the feedback box, to help people with their grammar and spelling. Okay, so it'll look like this. Okay, so you would want to these are the instructions, okay, which is basically what I read before. So then hit start preparing your submission, and then you can title it, maybe put your name there, and then just write out your submission and then hit save changes, okay? And that's all you have to do. You're only going to get 100 for completion of this. The next piece, people will give you some feedback, and then you're going to have an opportunity to rewrite it. Now I realize we haven't covered all the grammar that would make you most successful with the writing assignment, so you may actually want to, before you do that assignment, skip down a couple weeks, and then your instructor made videos, you've gone over subject pronouns, you've gone over SARE, but you may want to review the regular verbs that are, how to conjugate regular verbs that and maybe some of chapter 2's vocabulary that you'll find in June 26th through July 2nd before doing your writing assignment. Or you can try to wing it. Either way, by the time you do the final, we will have gone over that information, and that will help you be able to adjust your initial assignment to to incorporate what you've learned about regular verbs when you turn in the final. Okay, and so that's everything for week 2.